Sauce it up. I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder, in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder, in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Hit up Sally, I'm like, fire, what we doing today? Fuck these other niggas, bro, they wanna ride the wave. Rockstar lifestyle every night and day. And my feelings about some shit, so I get high today. Girl, if I give you my heart, will you drive away? Can you stay with me? I'm numb to pain. Love your vibe, you make me nervous, wanna run away. You be on my mind, I hit you up today.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Post-traumatic stress, feel like Steven Tyler. Push back to the face, going off the wire, no liar. Really be smoking that fire, keep that spinning like tires. Don't want your girl, I don't like. Hey, fuck it, I'd rather let you talk. I got that slide like the moonwalk. She told me she love me, I told her don't love me too hard. We pulling up in like 2 cars, I'm finna stop in like 2 bars. I got this sound like I'm Mozart, I got the gas like a go-kart.
Sometimes I wish I seen a shooting star. No, I wouldn't wish for fancy cars, just better days. Wish I could be a bird so I can fly away.
And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder in this life, girl, it ain't simple. And I ain't gon' lie, I got some issues. Post-traumatic stress from all this shit I've been through. And I ain't gon' lie, I really miss you. And it get harder in this life, girl, it ain't simple.
Yeah, what's going on? Hope y'all having a good night, a good evening out there in Vegas. And I'm out here in Dallas. You are tuned in to the BU Radio Network, and you're at the right place at the right time, watching the right show. We got the right host interviewing the right guests, only for the right listeners. And if you are listening with your boy today, you are most definitely the right listener, and I appreciate you listening. Welcome to That's My Producer. I go by the name of I Am Natrell, aka Natrell.com. We got an awesome show for y'all today, man. I'm super duper excited. Man, this is going to be a really informative show. You know what I'm saying? We got an individual who's been managing a well-known group called the Eastsiders. Tours all over the place, teaching managers, you know what I'm saying, how to manage artists. I'm talking right. We about to get into some good stuff today. I need everybody on this live feed, everybody who's watching with me, everybody who's tuned in, I need you to tag about 5 artists, 5 artist managers, anybody that you know that are working with artists. I need you to send a tag to them right now, because we are getting ready to get into some juicy information today. Man, I'm super excited. Let me throw a couple things out there for y'all real quick. We are tapped in. We are. You can tune in with us on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, and also there's one more platform. That's all I can think of right now. But you can tap in. Also, the website, bunetwork.biz. You can tune in with us. If you are looking to start your own podcast or your own radio show, hit us in the inbox. We got some good opportunities, whether you're in Vegas or not. I am now set up where we can go virtually anywhere you are, we can go. You know what I'm saying? Whether you overseas, whether you right here in the United States, we can get you a radio show and get you started and get you right. Man, I'm super excited today. Out here in Dallas, Texas. I'll be home back in Vegas tomorrow. I got an event happening this coming Saturday. It's going to be a live recording, private event, so everybody can't come on. Space is limited. I can only have a certain amount of people there, but I'm super excited about that event. You guys will be hearing a lot more about that event as time gets closer. Man, I'm super excited. I'm giving y'all a little bit of time before I bring my guest in. We'll probably get into another song before we bring the guest in as well, because I really want artists, managers, producers, anybody who's doing anything in music to tap in. This is going to be a very important show for y'all. I promise you, the information you guys are going to get on this show is information that you would have to pay really big money. I'm telling you, people go to seminars and pay for webinars just to get this type of information. So you guys are getting ready to get it for free. Now, if you guys want to contact him afterwards, he got some things coming up that he might be able to go in a little bit more detail. We only got an hour to do what we do, but I just want to give a little bit more time. I need y'all to tag all the artists y'all know. It's very important. I feel like a lot of us don't get as far as we want to get because of lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that everybody gets the knowledge that they need in order to do this thing right. This is the new improved BU Radio Network. Anytime you can do a radio show right at the privacy of your own home and you don't need all the extra stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a step up. So we're getting ready to make some moves, do some pretty big things. Just want to wait a couple things. I see some of y'all comments. Yes, somebody said, I know we out here in Cali, but we need to. Yeah, absolutely, Adam. We can get you on an interview now. So let's hit me in the inbox. Let's set that up, and I can get you on the interview as well. You know what I'm saying? I want to send a shout out to everybody that's tapped in. I see my dude Kenny. I see Brittany on this thing. I see Mika Mo on this thing. I see Sherry on this thing. Who else I see? Of course, my managers are on this thing. But everybody that you guys know, just want to give a little bit more time. If you know an artist, I want you to tag that artist right now. If you know a producer, I want you to tag that producer right now. If you know engineer, anybody who's going to do anything with music, anybody who's going to release any type of instrumental, any type of anything. If you selling beats, I need you on this show right now. So I'm going to get into a song. I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to bring my guests in. And we're going to get into the bulk of this thing. Shout out to DJ Alex Main. Shout out to DT702. Shout out to Brenda Brown. Shout out to Misty Pettiford. Shout out to my team. Super excited to be here once again. Let's get into some music right quick. And then I'm going to come back. And we getting ready to get this show started, man. Much love to y'all. Let's go.
Look, a lot been on my mind, nobody know what I'm going through. You can shoot your shot, but swear to God, my heart been bulletproof. And if I die today, they only speak on what they got from you. Saying shit to say when we both know that it's not the truth. Remember I would go and blow the spot, spin the block for you. And all those broken promises you swear I had on lock with you. You the only one to make me feel I had a spot to lose. And now you're just a memory, cause all that shit they got to you. Pussy, money, weed is all this generation got to do. But this shit gon' get deeper than them niggas that they claim to shoot. Cause I be in the booth and telling truth, so they won't let me lose. Cause they don't want the news to be exposed and how they really move. I just keep it cool, so please don't put me in no type of mood. You the type of dude to shake my hand and hate I made it through. All that brother shit is for the birds, look what I gave for you. And now I'm facing 10 and they don't call me just to check on who. Now I'm facing 10 and they don't call me just to check on who. I've been so abused and now the loyalty they gave is proof. I've been making moves, chasing truth, they saying what's the use. Cause throwing dirt on me just got me going stronger from the root. All these niggas jocking, but I swear I never got a suit. Cause I know that I got that real shit in me I gave to you. No preservatives up in my flow, so they ain't hearing you. Cause you just sounding like them other niggas that you look up to. Look. All that love and shit is for the birds, so they match what I can. Never love again, cause how I'm always feeling in the end. Try to play the win, but swear the devil always politic. And all these evil thoughts been really fucking with my consciousness. A lot of lost and standing, it's been fucking with my confidence. Read between the lines, the more you know, the more you targeted. Red dot on my head like the Buddha came to call for him. A lot been on my mind, but I'm still choosing not to scholar them. I am no professor, but I know I'm bringing knowledge in. These niggas collagen because they products of another skin. Texas chainsaw, the way my face has really got to him. No acknowledgements because the love that you forgot to give. All these opposites to try and tell me how I gotta live, but they shit ain't together like this puzzle I just started with. No more arguments, yeah, I'ma tell you that you got a kid, cause all the loyalty is gonna be gone before we profiting. Sorry for the truth, but no I'm not, cause this the realest shit. Feeling villainous for all this money that I'm getting in. Damn, I miss my kids, I just wish we had more time to spend. Forgive me for my sins, cause I'll do anything to see them win, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all once again for being here with your boy. Like I said, I'm out here in Dallas. This is the first time we did the show this way, but we're going to be doing it a whole lot more. Listen, I appreciate y'all. I'm getting ready to get y'all tapped in real quick, man. I got a guest that's coming on right now. Really super educated in this music industry. He's the manager for the Eastsiders, and you're talking about a group that's toured and traveled all over the world, done some major things, and they're still touring and they're still making money. And from what I understand, that they're independent. You know what I'm saying? So he's getting ready to help us with some things that we may know, may not know. We may know, but we might need to get a better understanding of some of the things that we know. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I want y'all to tap in. I want y'all to reach out to artists, producers, engineer, anybody who's doing anything in music business. I want you to reach out to them. I want you to send them this live stream. This is going to be very educational. Man, super excited. So I know y'all can't make no noise, and I ain't got no sound effects over here, but I want y'all to welcome my guy all the way out there in California, my guy Jazzy. How you doing, bro?
Chilling, man.
Hey, appreciate it. A lot of people don't know. We was on this thing for about 45 minutes trying to get set up.
Exactly.
First time doing this, man. I want to say first and foremost, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you, offering your service and having the desire to want to educate us today, man. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm chilling, man. I'm seeing a little. Is it delaying on your end?
Yeah, just a little bit. It's probably going
Okay.
because of the internet. It always depends on what the internet speeds are. So, for everybody who's watching, if there's a little delay, it might just be because of the internet. So we're gonna try to press through it the best way that we know how. But let's start from the beginning. How did you get involved in this music industry?
Well, I got involved in the music industry at a pretty young age, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got my first little record deal in 84, 85. One of the first ones from my area in South Central, Ice-T was pretty much doing his thing, the famous Ice-T. And then
Yeah.
I came along on my side of town. It was the first one from my section, making records and on the radio. So it basically started at a young age in the early 80s, man, is when I started.
Wow. So you started as an artist?
I was an MC, man. I was a rapper. But
Wow.
it's kind of transferred into me being more interested in the business side of it.
Yeah.
So I'm more
What
known
was
as
the-
the business
Go
side
ahead.
than I am as a MC, as a rapper.
What about the business side kind of dragged you into that? Because a lot of
Well-
people look for the fame. What was it about the business side that actually drawed you into it?
Well, I had a lot of questions. I was a very inquisitive young man. I I wanted to know as a writer, and outside of direct album sales at that time, what other ways can a singer or a rapper or producer generate revenue? And I asked those questions, and then it didn't make sense to me because I'm making records and I'm not understanding why I'm only seeing money at shows. I wouldn't, it just I see rich entertainers, and I was like trying to figure out how could I get rich outside of performing on stage. And so I started asking questions, and the agreement that I was under and just the circumstances didn't seem right. So like I said, I was very inquisitive, and I started asking a lot of questions, and I wound up making a couple of records. But I got more interested on the business side, and I kind of walked away from being a rapper, and I wanted to be on the business side.
So, switching from being an artist to the management or the business side of things, what was the first business type of position that you had? Was it straight into management?
Well, no. I started seeing me and Dub C, the rapper Dub C with West Side Connection, Ice Cubes.
Yeah.
I was doing shows and traveling with them, and just Dub would take me up to Priority Records, and I would just observe a lot of stuff. And I even before I hooked up with Dub C, I used to go with DJ Unknown. That's Techno Hop Records, the label that I had put my first record out. It was an answer record to Boogie Boy's Fly Girl. I did a song called Whack Girl, just playing, and the song got played on the radio and everything. And DJ Unknown used to take me up to a distribution company that used to press up the wax and distribute the records called Macola Records. And I would hear him conversing with the people at Macola, and I was getting a better understanding about how distribution worked, how pressing the album up, and how many units, and the barcodes. And I was just mesmerized by that language, and I wanted to learn more. And then I just kept learning by trial and error. I started learning. Then I did a few other records on some labels. Just didn't have that passion to be an artist no more, and I wanted to be on the business side. Now I'm 10 times more known as a person on the business side than, because a lot of youngsters don't even know I made records. I mean, they know now because I do quite a few interviews, but I was more interested in the business side.
Let me ask you, as an artist, do you feel like there was any mistakes that you made?
Oh, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. So understanding the business now and looking at some of the mistakes that you made back then, what type of things would you have done differently? We're gonna get into the bulk of everything. I'm trying to gradually get there because I want people to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But what? Go ahead.
The mistakes that I made was I had a good friend of mine managing me, because you young, you say, hey, I want to keep it in the family, or I want to keep it within my camp. Biggest mistakes I ever made. I had a good friend, managing me. He didn't have a clue of what he was doing. I just gave him a title, and we made some very bad decisions. But like I said, I did things on trial and error. That was a good friend. I said, man, you can manage me. He knew a few people. He wasn't a manager. And I mean, he may see this. I have no hard feeling. I was young, I was new in the game. We go into meetings. They would say things to him. He didn't have a clue of what it was. Not knowing that made me look bad as an artist to have somebody represent me that had no knowledge of the business. Still happening to so I feel like that was the biggest mistake I made, because every business move that we went into, it was all bad because he didn't know what he was doing. So that was the biggest mistake I made, had somebody representing me that had no knowledge of the business. And there's a lot of people doing it today. They have cousins, aunties, good friends, representing them. But there's, when you're in a position thank God I wasn't a big artist, but I was on the radio. But it's not so bad if you're an up and coming artist and you are learning and the manager is learning. Cool. But the position I was in, I was already on the radio. I was doing shows, and he didn't have a clue. So, you know, I kind of like, I was in the pros and I reached into the minors to have somebody represent me. But, you know,
Wow.
everything happens for a
Wow.
reason.
No doubt, no doubt. So, what was the process in going into managers? How did you find your first artist to manage?
Well, I had a few unknown artists that I was representing. And when we went into situations like label meetings, a lot of the people at the labels were very impressed because even though I was older than the artist, pretty much a lot older, I looked like I was around the artist's age, and they liked how articulate I was. And I had already did my research, so I kind of knew the questions to ask. I knew what to answer. I knew when to fall back if they say something I wasn't real knowledgeable of. I knew how not to answer those questions or reply to what they asked me. So I just noticed every situation we went into, as far as meetings, the labels and the people that work at the labels were very impressed. And so my name started getting around. They were like, man, you know, that Jazzy Cat, he's very knowledgeable of the business. So as time went on, I read. That's when we, you know, before the internet, books, I read books. And I realized a lot of the books that I read when I went into those meetings, I didn't have to apply all of that information I read. It's all about trial and error, going in there and experiencing how to handle a meeting, knowing what to say. Because I noticed a lot of those labels, they respect the people that know the business. If you don't know the business, that's when you get tied up in the bad contracts and all that. Because, you know, when I signed my bad contracts, as I got older, I realized I put myself in those situations. The label didn't do anything wrong to me because they give you that document to read and they tell you to seek professional help. And we sign it without reading it, and then we get mad at the label. The label did their job.
Absolutely. And it's the label's job to look out for the label. So they're not going to look out for you and them, you know. I always tell people it's all about money. It all boils down to money. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know what a label deal is. Can you kind of tell them what a record deal is?
Well, there's different record deals. I mean, now in this day and time, we have the 360 deal. You know, the 360 deal, and there's a lot of things too. A lot of managers are kind of unknowledgeable when it comes. Now, some that know, but now it's pretty much under the 360 structure. If you go to a label, they want to tie into your publishing, they tie into your merchandise, your live performance revenue, your streaming money. Really, they tie into anything that generates money. So on the 360 deal, and if you know, some even tie in if you write a book. You know, they figure if they invest in you in this day and time, a lot of artists are unloyal. I wouldn't say so much unloyal. They're unknowledgeable of the business. And once you sign to that label, you are that label's employee. So if that label gives you any type of advance, they got to recoup. That means make back the money. And a lot of artists think if a label gives you $1 million, when they make their $1 million back, you're pretty much free and clear. And that's not true. They got to make their $1 million back with a profit. So under the 360, they want to make sure they secure their bag as far as getting their money back and making a profit. So they tie into when you go on the tour, they're getting a percentage of that. When you your publishing, your licensing, they tie into all of that. You know, that's why, you know, a lot of artists that's doing good independently, you know, if you're a million fan artist that's getting 1 million fans with a major, just think you get 50 to 100,000 independently. That's all your money, free and clear. So you sell your merch, you ain't have to worry about paying the label back. So, you know, like I said, and then there's different deals, but the major labels that still exist, they work under that 360, you know, the 360 rule. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, and then I know I keep bouncing around, but the 360 situation, is that a bad thing? Is the 360 deal a bad thing?
Well, if you look at it from a label perspective, no. And I have to That's a thin line for me to speak on because I deal with a lot of labels. So I don't want to
Mhm.
speak bad on the labels and throw myself under the bus. But from a label
Uh-huh.
perspective, they protect their bag. If
Mhm.
they invest $1 million, $500,000 in an artist, they have to make their money back. So from a label perspective, it's good because they securing their investment. From
Mhm.
an artist, the how can I say this without from an artist perspective, if an artist already have a head start and that artist already had a organic fan base, he was already kind of pushing, and then the label scene had got attention in that artist. It's all about negotiating because if a label present a 360 deal or present a contract to the artist, that's when the artist team have to show and prove what they can do. That artist need to
Yeah.
put a team together, whether it be an entertainment attorney, a knowledgeable manager, because you don't have to agree to everything in that agreement. You can go through it, highlight what you don't like, and you negotiate until both parties are happy. So on the
Yeah.
artist side, there's some things about a 360 deal that some artists don't like. Like a lot of independent artists feel like a label shouldn't tie into their book deals.
Yeah.
If an artist is out already doing tours and those people approach them and do business with them, they figured they created that relationship. Why should the label be involved? But it's how your team negotiate and get certain things taken out. There's some people under a 360 deal, but all the terms within that 360 deal don't always be in effect because they negotiated them out. So it's
Wow.
all about how you negotiate, and it's just like a sports scout. Because some people that don't have the talent but the superstars don't have the talent of the cats that's getting paid less than them, but their agent is a hell of an agent and negotiated the deal that superstar's agent couldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
the up and coming, but that superstar that's a superstar that has less talent than somebody underneath him. It's just that he put a hell of a team together and they negotiated a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
So that
So
you gotta know how to negotiate. You gotta put that team together.
yeah, emphasis on that team thing. Let's go back to a little bit more about you. So what artists have you managed so far?
Well, man, I've managed quite a bit. You mean the ones with names, or you
Yeah,
know?
let's talk about the name ones.
Well, the East Siders, of
Yeah.
Latoya Williams. She's still help.
Okay.
Latoya
Yeah.
Williams. I know I'm gonna probably forget some people. Uh, Outside of music, Safari, the young lady that won Monique's Charm School, and she was on
Yeah.
Flavor of Love. She's done
Yeah.
independent film. That's somebody that I represented. We're still cool to this day. I've represented some radio personalities. I know I'm forgetting people, but I've represented quite a few known and up and coming people.
For some that
Stay
don't
tuned.
know, tell them who the East Siders are.
The East
A lot of
Siders is
people don't know.
a multi-platinum group that was signed with Snoop. They was still
Uh-huh.
doing shows back on the 18th that performing at Bobby D Presents along with Snoop. Big event, a lot of artists on the lineup. The East Siders, they did G'd Up. That was a big song with them.
Mhm.
They got a bunch of hot songs with Snoop. To make a long story short, there was a platinum group that was signed with Snoop Dogg.
Wow. Yeah. I remember some of the songs that, back then. Eastsiders, they had a little run.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing to hear that after all this time, they're still touring and they're still making
still doing
moves.
Still doing their thing, man. We trying to. That's the plan, to stay active, man.
Yeah. So look, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna go into a song. When we come back, let's start. I want to start all the way from scratch. From how do I put out a brand new single? What is the process? What things do I need? If I had a budget, what type of budget would help me? You know what I'm saying? Boost that type of stuff. So I'll get into a single and we'll come right back with it. All right? Y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in, man. That's my producer. Let's go.
Picture me driving a foreign. Yeah, me and my shawty, we riding the foreign. Yeah. I was never complacent, put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gonna ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. She riding the passenger side. Yeah, 3 in the morning, holding her head up. Yeah, there from the beginning, there from the beginning. Oh, she was there from the beginning. Yeah, baby, you were there from the beginning. Yeah. Shawty my ride or die, and she is my reason why I keep on grinding to buy her expensive things that money can buy. Her beauty represents me well, she loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she will rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain, endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me, she sacrificed for me. She deserves it all, it's only right to see. No matter the price you see, I picture me driving a foreign. Picture me driving a foreign, now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believed that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. My shawty, she riding the passenger side. She riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yeah. She was there from the beginning. She was there in the beginning. There in the beginning. She took me driving in the beginning. A foreign with my lady. Foreign.
Absolutely, yeah. Picture me driving a foreign. Y'all already know, man. That was my single. Getting ready to drop the video in January. Picture me driving a foreign. Yeah, I
like
got my
that.
guest still here with me. You know, Jazzy, giving us that knowledge,
Yeah.
dropping them gems on us. I appreciate everybody
Most
staying
definitely.
tapped in with us. We getting ready to get into some of the meat of this interview.
Yeah.
As an up and coming artist, first starting, say I don't know nothing about the business, and I'm getting ready to drop my first song. What is the process?
Can you hear me? I want y'all to hear me loud and clear on this.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so check this out, man. I'm gonna start off by saying the mistake that up and coming artists make when releasing music, and they do it every single day. And I hope they're listening. Go get a pen and pad, put your phone up to the camera and record this. The biggest mistake that artists make when they release music, they release it It's like they're building castles on quicksand. They don't lay the foundation. There's moves that you make before you put a record out, and these guys they're not doing that. So what I mean, before you release a song and you put it on any digital platform, or you feel like, let me test the waters and put it on my social media page, copyright it. A large percentage of artists is continuing to put out music uncopywritten, and that's the biggest mistake in the world. If you're an artist and you're serious about your craft, stop putting out uncopywritten music. So the first thing you got to do as an artist, when you finish that song and you want to let the world hear it, do not release it without copyright. Yeah. Second of all, when you copyright it, you have to join what they call a PRO. And unfortunately, I meet a lot of managers and I ask them, what PRO is your artist signed to? And they look like the eyes get big, like a deer in the headlight. They don't understand. But it's nothing. I know sometimes I intimidate managers because I ask them questions that I know they probably don't know. And it surprises me when they do. And pretty soon that won't be a surprise to me. But you join a performance rights organization, a PRO. So in the big leagues, when you go to these meetings, they're not going to say what performance rights organization are you signed to, because it's a lot to say. They say, what PRO are you signed to? And a lot of managers don't know. So managers out there, these are the basics. When you hear somebody at a record label or a PR or anybody in the business say PRO, they're not talking about a pro football player. They're not talking about a pro baseball player. They're talking about a performance rights organization. And we don't always want to sound all of that out. We'll say, what PRO are you with? So when they say that, that's performance rights organization. That's ASCAP, BMI, CSAC. Join one of them. Join one, because I know a lot of artists are joining BMI and ASCAP. Just join one. One is more expensive than the other. Spend the money, join a performance rights organization. So once again, before you put the record out, do not put it out without copywriting it. Copyright.gov. Do it. Don't release music without copywriting it, because that's a big mistake. And as we get further in this interview, I'm going to tell you why that's the big mistake. And join a performance rights organization. So that's two. Before you release the record, then before you release that record, you're going to copyright, you're going to join a performance rights organization, which is a PRO, and you're going to join Sound Exchange. Sign up for Sound Exchange. I'm not going to go deep into these things because we only got an hour, but what I'm saying, do your research, do your homework, and find out what these organizations do, because I charge to do these things, but I'm giving you this game. So, this is how, artists that want to focus, that don't have representation and they want to focus on their craft, they pay me and I do everything for them. So we sharing this game on here for you to learn what I'm saying, because if you can't Google and get this information that I'm telling you, then it's a bunch of BS. And it's a lot of people out there that good talkers, but they don't know what they're talking about. So after you copyright, you join a PRO, you sign up with Sound Exchange, you got a mechanical rights organization you join. There's different ones, but I like Harry Fox. I like the Harry Fox Agency. That's your mechanical royalties. And before we go deep into that, if they have questions, I'll answer that. But I'm giving you the game that you can go into a school and you read all these books, but this is the information they don't share and they don't like to share, because these certain platforms, they generate money that a lot of artists are not getting because they're not doing this. So the platforms are not privy. They don't want you to know this. So you join those, and it's a few other things you do as far as marketing and all that. But that's the nut and bolts of getting, benefiting from your hard work. Do that, and that's it's more, but we're gonna keep the interview going. That you do those things before you release the record.
Wow. So you got all that work done, and you finally ready to release that joint. What's the next step? What's the next move that you make?
Well, the next step would be to figure out and do your research on a digital distribution platform that you would like to release. Put the record out there. You want to put it on all the digital platforms. You have Empire, you have DistroKid, you have Catapult, you have CD Baby, InGrooves. There's a lot that we can go on and on with that. But you do your research, because I'm not going to say what my favorite is, because each person have they read and they figure, okay, this is the best for me. But you find a good, comfortable digital distribution company to put your stuff out. You upload it and put it out on a digital platform. Then and that's what I would do after that. And there's a few other things as far as marketing and figuring out, because there's no exact blueprint to doing it. You might find another way that's unique and different from other people's ways of doing it. But we just discussed the main thing to do before releasing it. And then, I had my own technique, and then I get with little youngsters that have good ideas, put them on my team, and we push.
Wow. So got your music out there. Finally got the digital distribution. Say DistroKid. That's how I released my song. Now it's on DistroKid. Now you just shot a video. You put it on YouTube. What's the next process to get that song heard?
Well, I mean, if you put it on YouTube, make sure you monetize your YouTube channel to get your bread, because there's a lot of artists that's putting the stuff on YouTube, but they don't monetize it to get to get that YouTube revenue. Monetize it, but I mean, then it's like getting your name out there. Whether I always say video, visuals. I think a lot of artists drop the ball. It don't even have to be a music video. Just always getting footage of yourself, because you got people in Japan, you got people in different countries that love this culture, so they're mesmerized by what we do. So give them a lot of footage. If you on your way to a show, the prep before you go to the show, video. And it's all about visuals and putting a lot of visuals on there, because if you don't have a big budget, what you have to do, you have to brand yourself. So I mean, I call it guerrilla marketing. Just coming up with plans that ideas that nobody else is doing. Because right now in the industry, a lot of people are doing the same thing. Do some things that everybody's not doing. Do some things that's out of the ordinary. Guerrilla marketing. Just do things. Most people say, man, I wouldn't do that. Nobody's doing that. It's okay to do things that nobody's doing, because that's how the culture advances. That's how things change, and new styles and new looks come into the game. Always think outside the box.
Somebody just hit us on the live stream. Shout out to DJ Alex Main. He was saying that on YouTube, before you can monetize, you need like 1,000 subscribers.
1,000 subscribers, exactly. But just that's true until I'm good looking, because I'm just trying to answer the questions as you throw them at me. But that is absolutely right. You got to get 1,000 subscribers before that money kick in. Before they acknowledge you on a paid level. He's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah. I've also learned when dropping the single Notice that there's also ways that you can put your video out there, like using Vevo and other opportunities that you can still monetize, even if your channel isn't completely, monetizable yet.
Exactly. So, you got Vevo. There's a lot of video platforms that a lot of artists are using right now, and there's always new companies popping up. But Vevo is one. There's a few others. If you don't have a big budget and you don't have that machine behind you, I mean, there's no wrong way to market yourself and your brand. So I think any way that you feel is possible to get your name and brand out there, do it.
Let me ask you this. As far as a marketing budget, what would you say on a independent scale would be a good marketing budget?
Well, it varies. So this just my anywhere 50,000 up would be decent. Then you have don't just take that, because I know some artists that had way less than that, and they're doing good. They didn't sleep. There's venues out here since COVID, kind of, when it kind of lightened up and they kind of opened back up. You have venues like clubs right now, and these artists, these are youngsters. They're not doing things the traditional way. You have clubs now that they're opening up. These clubs have to make money, so what they do, they give you 100% of the door. It's just clubs out here, and I'm not gonna name it because it's a lot of them. That what these little young artists did, they put their own tour together. They didn't have a big budget. They found all the venues that said, hey, these venues are damn near gonna close. So what they did, they hit up a lot of the venues, took down the information, and a lot of those venues didn't want to deposit for the venue. They said, as long as you brought a certain amount of heads in there, they give you 100% of the door, and they want the bar. Then if you pack that club out, you go back and you negotiate a percentage of the bar, and you getting 100% of the door. These little dudes said, wait a minute. They took it to Fresno, Visalia, they took it to Arizona, San Diego, and they put their own little tour together. And on a flyer and on paper, that looks nice. So-and-so on a tour, and they had like 17 different little cities and little spots. And then they name started rising up. And then what happened after that? They had labels contacting them, but they did that without the 50,000, So that could be a tricky question. But what they did, they said, okay, how can we work this to our advantage without a lot of money? And they did it. They jumped in a van. They put those little spots together, and there's a difference between a follower and a fan. Just because a person on Instagram got 50,000 or 75,000 followers, this is where you put those people to work. Find out who your real fans are, because a follower don't mean nothing. A follower is not a fan. Out of that 50,000, you might have 150, 200 fans. Grab those 200 solid fans and build on that. Forget tuning into what a follower is. A follower is just that, a follower. I think people need to interact and get to know those fans, because those fans travel. They're going to come where you perform. They're going to come there. They're going to pay to get in. They ain't talking about a guest list and an all access pass. They're going to buy your merch. So focus on your fans, because followers, that just look good as far as numbers. So, that's how you get an organic fan base.
Wow. Building on your fans base. Oh, man. Do you have any recommendations on maybe companies that may help as far as marketing and promotion for independent artists that may not have the $50,000 budget?
Man, I know it's the young lady helping artists. I've worked with her before. Jules from Rome. She's helping artists. She's real good. Offhand, I mean, I know a few people, and I don't want to say, I don't know offhand any that I would feel that would just take a person to that next level, because I don't want to give out the wrong information, because I haven't worked with a lot of those people. I have people that work with me that's good at doing it. So if someone want to email me, I can have my people kind of, because I don't want to throw no names out there and then they get with them and it's it ain't what they expect. But there's definitely people out there that's helping artists to that next level.
So right now, if you guys check out what's below me, I got his IG. If you guys are on IG, y'all can tap into his IG and also get in contact with him like that. We'll also, if you guys are interested in getting in contact with him and you guys hit us in the inbox, we'll also connect you with him that way. A lot of big things. It's very important to have a team. I'm gonna tell you like this. It's very important to have a team. Let's talk about the public speaking side of you. You go to a lot of college and you give a lot of this information. What made you start doing that?
Well, shouts out to Dundee and Miller. Those guys, every time that they work for the AM radio station out here called K-Day. They had me on a lot of platforms, and I just seen how when I came off the platform, how a lot of the youngsters and the songwriters and the producers and the rappers and singers gravitated to me because I give it to them from the heart. And it's not nothing personal. I kind of go really, I don't want to say hard, but I kind of gear my conversation towards the managers real tough, but not in a bad way. But the more I did public speaking, I seen how a lot of people would email me years later saying how effective and how much I changed their careers when they came to those seminars. So as that, I start getting those good emails, I kept going. So my guy that used to do a radio station at UCLA, he'd have me come up there and I would be on his radio show. And a lot of those students back then used to hit me up and they were in music classes and they said, you said some things on that radio show, on the interview that we didn't even learn in class. So I was like, wow. So then, San Diego, I started just going a lot of different places. And each time I would go somewhere, I would meet somebody, hey, you need to speak here. You need to speak there. So that let me know that, they seen that I really knew what I was talking about. And that was rare in management because a lot of people have titles, but they have no knowledge of the business. And when we did a Q&A, they could basically ask me anything and I'd ask them and they can Google it and they can see that this is real facts. Because we got a lot of quick talkers in this game that don't know nothing,
Yeah, I learned managers, because I've had a lot of different managers, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them had like really big connections, but it's they didn't really know what to do with it,
Yeah,
And
that's
I
true.
tell the story a lot of times, the managers that I have when I started with Misty, I hope she don't mind me saying this, but she just started helping me out of the
That's
blue.
cool.
She heard a song and she liked it and she started reposting my stuff and she started, sharing and doing a lot of different things. And then, opportunities started coming and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, she never did anything in the music industry. She works in the legal field. And so I sat down and had a conversation with her, and my career literally started, building and building and building with somebody who don't know anything about the music industry. Um,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it's crazy. First, I feel like you got to have a grind. If your grind ain't right, if you ain't willing to get out there and make moves for yourself, then nobody's gonna make moves for you.
That's true.
Building a team, you got to make sure that the people that are around you really do care and really do want to see you win. Sometimes people are in it for themselves. They see
Yeah,
that you, and it's going to create an opportunity for them. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
it's just a whole change of the game. My computer doing some weird stuff over here, y'all. But let me say this because I know we got to get ready. What time is it? Yeah, we coming to the end of the show, man. How outside of the link that we or the IG that we put in there, how else can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, before I go into that, man, your manager, she's the true definition of someone that will really prosper and be one of the best managers in the game. She listens. She doesn't take things personal. She asks a lot of questions, and I can honestly say she's definitely looking out for your best interest. And she's just based on the questions and how she listens and very, very inquisitive.
Yeah.
That's why I say I may go hard on managers, but there is some that I see good quality. They listen, they take notes, and she's one of them. And shouts out to her. Very, very.
Absolutely.
I think she's gonna be a real good manager. But
we lost you. Check your audio. Check your audio. We can't hear you right now. Something happened with your audio. Hopefully we can get that corrected. But yep, we got you back. I want to also shout out my other manager, Brenda Brown. Brenda Brown comes with a lot of knowledge. She's been in the industry for a while. So having a having a Misty who's just starting off, but she's already a trailblazer, and then having a Brenda Brown who got some experience and knows the game. I feel like this is gonna be a good look, man. So, I think I lost him. Well, hopefully we can get him back on before we tap out. I wanted to allow you guys to ask some questions because if there's any questions really quickly, maybe we'll go over the time a little bit. But if you guys have any questions in the comments, you can go ahead and throw a couple of questions out there and see if we can catch him before he leaves. Before we tap out of this show, we'll give y'all a couple of minutes to throw a couple questions out there. And if we go a little bit over the time, then so be it. I'm glad I'm an owner of this station, but definitely want to. If we can, I would like to bring you back once a month. If I can get you on once a month, maybe we can attack different areas a little bit better. Because an hour is a very short period of time to learn as much we got. You got some seminars getting ready to come up. Let's talk about that. What you told me briefly about a seminar that you were ready to start. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, hold on. For some reason, we're getting it. You're gonna have to go into your settings again and reestablish your audio.
Okay.
Click out of it and then click back onto it and then see if we can get you. Because we want to make sure everybody can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you say?
Right. Now, yeah, we're doing it's a manager thing because, like I said, I'm building a hell of a team of managers. Every other week we have a managers union. We share contacts, and we try to find loyal managers that's serious, not people that's living vicariously through their artists that really want to be bigger than their artists. Serious managers that know their position. So every other week we're going to have a Zoom, and eventually we'll start meeting up. And once this COVID thing dies down, so yeah, we have right now like basically calling it like a management union. We coming together, we share knowledge because I'm pretty sure it's things other managers know that I don't know. I may have contacts that they don't have. They have contacts that I don't have, and we build a real tight bond worldwide. Managers all over, and I'm spearheading that. I got a conference that we putting together called Dropping Gems, where we talk about everything. Wow. I mean, it's different people from different Spotify, a lot of digital platforms, iTunes, ASCAP, BMI, you name it, PRs. We're going to be we really putting it together, and we're going to be consistent with it. So there's a lot of things that I'm working on, man. And we don't see anybody as competition. There's a lot of guys out there that hate on other people because they may know a little more. We're not with that, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Well, I want to definitely say I appreciate you, man, for taking the time out to come to the BU Network and share with our audience. And I look forward to this video, man. We're going to continue to share it because there's still a lot of people who didn't get a chance to see this. So we're going to be sharing it. I'm probably going to put a little marketing on it. That way we can, kind of get the word out about what it is that you, the information that you're giving out. And
yeah, man.
Definitely appreciate you, man. And we got to get ready to tap out. But once again, I'm going to put your information down one more time. So just in case somebody slid in late, that's your IG down there. So y'all can go ahead and write down this IG.
Yes,
and then
Jazzy Management. I see it's got my name. I only see my name.
Somebody asked when the seminar.
Well, right now we're putting it together because we're looking for a venue. I'm gonna be posting it on my Instagram.
Okay.
All the information. Yeah.
So if you are on Instagram, I need you, as soon as you log out of this, to go to Instagram and find them so you can get that information. If you are an artist and you got a manager that you believe in, then make sure that they are a part of this seminar and they're getting this information. And we're going to continue to tap in with you, check in on you. And I know you and my manager are going to be doing quite a bit together. And
Most definitely.
I appreciate, like I said, everything you're doing, all of the nuggets that you're giving us. And we're going to build and we're going to learn and we're going to keep on striving along with it, man. For everybody that tuned in with us today, I want to say thank y'all thank y'all for tuning in. I don't know why my words is not working with me right now. But thank everybody for tuning in with us. And we're going to go ahead and tap out. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to end with go ahead, bro.
I know my in the audio, but I wanted to definitely say something before we go out. Every artist out there that's using a stage name right now, there's a big problem. 90% of artists that's releasing music under a stage name, make sure you get into the habit of trademarking your name. A lot of you guys are using a stage name. You got to be careful because if you blow up, there's people locking in those names. I wanted to say that before we end the show. Because every time I do an interview, I want to drop something very important at the end. All you artists out there that's putting music on IG, you're using your name commercially or whatever, trademark your name. Managers, get into the habit of making sure your artists lock in their stage name. There's people buying those names, trademarking those names, and then they'll do a cease. You blow that name up and you put all the hard work in, and there's people that'll send you a cease and desist and tell you they own your name. So make sure you lock in your stage name.
Yeah, that's good. That's good nuggets, man. Once again, I appreciate you, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and tap out, but I'm gonna call you as soon as I jump up off here. All right, bro?
All right.
Thanks
all right
again.
now.
Shout out one more time for my manager, Misty, for setting this up. And y'all tap in with me once again every single Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, BU Radio Network. That's my producer, and we out of here.
A 9 to 5 again, I'm back on my grind again. I'm not trying to find a friend, don't pretend. Niggas wasn't fucking with me, niggas wouldn't come and get me. Got myself up off the ground, I'm not stopping now, got them wondering how did I do it? Back on my music, I should be losing. Created confusion, find it amusing. It's an illusion. Me and DT still flex. They tried to turn him, but he wouldn't let it. I dusted my shoulders and didn't sweat it. I'm putting these niggas on notice, leaving them open. Me and my team staying focused, cause we have been chosen. Don't worry about who is the dopest. This is our moment. I'm giving you something explosive, causing commotion. I'm putting these niggas on notice. Sound the alarm, it's our time now. If you don't know, you gon' find out. I'm putting it all on the line now. It's all by design now. Rivals be sinking like quicksand. Me and my team making hits, man. All of our business legit, we go the distance. I've been working hard daily, the Lord is my witness. Me and Jay Breezy, we all about business. Can't stand the heat, get the fuck out the kitchen. Never gon' stop till I finish my mission. I'm in position, hit every mark and I shoot with precision. I got that spark in my music, just listen. I never lose, winning is my addiction, yeah. Leaving them open, me and my team staying focused. Staying focused, we have been chosen. Who's the dopest, yeah. I'm giving you something explosive, causing commotion. I'm notice. I'll never give in, I'll never tap out, I'll never back down, even when I'm in doubt. I am never scared, I'll always stay prepared. Sometimes I feel unstoppable, the victory's declared. And I'll never forget exactly where I came from. They kicked me while I was down, that's where the pain from. When I asked them for help, I watched them play dumb. Keep on playing, nigga. I'm putting these niggas on notice. I put them on notice, leaving them open, yeah.